Deep within ancient Hebrew texts lies an intricate tapestry of predictions woven across millennia, all pointing to a single figure, the Messiah. Long before kingdoms rose and fell, a paper trail of promises detailed a cosmic rescue mission. It begins at the dawn of human history. In Genesis 3:15, a promise is spoken that the seed of the woman would one day crush the serpent's head, signaling a future champion born of human flesh. As generations passed, this broad promise narrowed to a specific family tree. Abraham is told that through his offspring, every nation on earth will be blessed. This lineage narrows further through Isaac and Jacob, setting the stage for a nation. On his deathbed, Jacob gathers his sons and speaks of a scepter that will not depart from Judah, identifying the tribe of royalty. Centuries later, God establishes a covenant with King David, promising that an heir from his direct line will sit on an everlasting throne. The prophets made it clear that this king would arrive through the miraculous. Isaiah 7:14 records a stunning sign. A virgin will conceive and give birth to a son called Emmanuel, meaning God with us. Yet this child would not be born in a grand palace, but in a humble village. The prophet Micah names Bethlehem Ephrathah as the precise origin of the ruler whose origins are from of old, from ancient times. Even his timing was mapped out. Daniel speaks of a precise timeline, counting 70 weeks of years until the Anointed One appears, placing his arrival squarely during the era of the Second Temple. Before his arrival, a herald operating in the spirit of Elijah would cry out in the desert to prepare a straight highway for God. When the Messiah finally steps onto the stage of history, his public work is marked by an extraordinary mantle of peace. His ministry begins in the overlooked northern region of Galilee. He emerges as a gentle prophet like Moses, refusing to raise his voice in the streets. Isaiah 35:5 foretells that the eyes of the blind will be opened, the ears of the deaf unstopped, and the lame will leap like a deer. He would bind up the brokenhearted, teaching deep truths through vivid parables. Yet the prophets warned of a paradoxical reaction. He would become a stone of stumbling, rejected by the religious builders, and hated without a cause. Even his close companion would lift up his heel in betrayal. This rejection culminates in a highly specific entry into Jerusalem. Zechariah 9:9 commands the city to rejoice because her king comes gentle and riding on a colt, the foal of a donkey. But behind closed doors, his betrayal was priced at exactly 30 pieces of silver, money that would ultimately be thrown down into the house of the Lord for the potter. As the trap snaps shut, the shepherd is struck and the sheep disperse. The narrative shifts to the quiet agony of an ancient courtroom. He offers his back to those who beat him, remaining silent like a lamb led to the slaughter. Psalm 22 paints a visceral picture of an execution style unknown to the ancient writers. His hands and feet are pierced, his bones are out of joint, and his tongue cleaves to his jaws in thirst. Mockers offer him sour wine and divide his clothes, casting lots for his seamless garment. He is numbered with transgressors, Yet Isaiah 53:9 declares that he was with the rich in his death, placed in a wealthy man's unused tomb. Matching the Passover lamb, not a single bone would be broken. But the grave could not hold him. Psalm 16:10 provides the ultimate anchor of hope. For you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, or let your Holy One see corruption. The Messiah is brought back from the dust of death, paving the way for a new covenant written directly on human hearts, where sins are remembered no more. Following his victory, he ascends on high to sit at the right hand of the Majesty, appointed as an eternal priest after the order of Melchizedek. From this position of cosmic authority, his message breaks past borders to become a light to the Gentiles. Isaiah 9:6 honors him as the mighty God, the Prince of Peace, whose righteous government will have no end. Nations will beat their swords into plowshares, learning war no more. Finally, Daniel sees one like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven, given an unshakable kingdom where all peoples, nations, and languages will serve him forever. The complex blueprint, drawn across thousands of years, found its perfect expression in a single life, shifting from faded parchment into an enduring reality that transformed human history.